My name is Jodie Sloss and I'm one of the Formula Women winners last year, and I'll be competing in the GT Cup Championship this year.
I'm Alicia Barrett. I'm also from Formula Women and will be racing in the GT Cup Championship. So I got started in motorsport when I was 8. I got taken to my local kart track at PFI, went round there, loved it so much that I got my own kart for my 10th birthday. Then continued to race in different karting championships, including Motorsport UK, the British Championship, and went abroad as well, raced around Le Mans, which is probably one of my favourite tracks.
I think that's still insane.
Yeah, and then luckily I came across Formula Women in 2021, just after COVID, when everyone was kind of going through a bit of a tough time in the racing industry. Entered that with no prior car experience, just passed my driving test.
Just got our driving licence.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of expectations for myself, and then was fortunate enough to make it through the process and met Jodie along the way.
Yeah, so we have quite a unique story how we met. We actually met in the finals in Sweden, and that's where we kind of really connected. We were in the car together. Yeah. But my story for Formula Women really started with no experience at all. My first time on track actually was my assessment day. Back 2 years ago now, well, a year and a half I would say. So I went through to the finals, the top 75 from about 1,000+ ladies all over the world, and ended up winning one of the official main seats in the GT Cup team.
Yeah, really looking forward to racing this year with Jodie, representing Formula Women in the GT Cup, so it's kind of cool that something like this brought us together from two completely different backgrounds.
Yeah, and we can grow together as females in this sport, and I think that's really powerful. So I think the main thing for us anyway, or especially for me, with such sudden successes in this sport, it's such a time-sensitive thing as well, and gaining connections, networking and learning sponsorship, and no wonder driving the actual car in these tracks, but learning all these things that involve being outside of the car as well. So I feel we'll just take advantage of every single aspect we can from this academy and use it to our own advantage to scale to our top performance.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people think it's just getting in the car and driving around a track, but obviously there's a lot more to it. Like Jodie said, making connections, making sure your mind's in the right place, nutrition. There's so many little things put together to make you the best racing driver that you can be, and that's why we both joined Motorsport UK Academy, because we're hoping that it will really push us to our full potential.
I think the one main thing for me is motorsports was almost off my radar, in the fact of there wasn't many females that are representing it. So for both of us, I mean, you've been karting since you're tiny. I know you've inspired so many girls by your story itself, and even me finding out about what you've done. So I think this legacy that we're both creating, and in our actions, our PR, and getting out, telling our story, giving action, doing these events is so important for the next generation.
Definitely. I think representation is a huge thing. For me, when I did start when I was 8, there were no girls really. Usually I was the only girl on the grid, or there was one other maybe. And I never really knew that it was capable to go any higher levels. I think it's only recently in the last few years that there's been a really big push for it, and we do see a lot more females now, and even with initiatives like Formula Women starting as well, I think that really helps. But the only woman that I really knew about growing up was Susie Wolf, so she was someone who I really looked up to. But now I feel like there's loads more to choose from, loads more women to look up to, so that's really nice to see, and hopefully we can help be a part of that as well.
Definitely.